Hey y'all, Grandma Rose here. I'm going to attempt to show you something. Let me move this out of the way. We'll need this in a few minutes. And I've also got a file. We're going to need this in a few minutes. And this is what we're doing. Well, I've got some other tools. Let me show you. I've got a pair of, these are jewelry tools. You can go to the craft store, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, one of the craft stores in the jewelry department and get these cool little tools. Now this right here, these are pliers. Let me see, can you see these? These are little pliers. They're called, what is it? They're not bypass at all. And they cut a very straight, flat edge. These are good. They're just easy to manage. These are my favorite pliers. Now you can get these that are really expensive. I mean really expensive. Or you can go to the craft store like I did and you can spend $5 or so and get a pair. For what we're doing, craft store are fine. Another thing you can get at the craft store are these round nose pliers. They call these round nose pliers. Each of these is like a cone. These are basically used for wire wrapping and jewelry making. We won't use these today, but I just wanted to show you them in case you had never seen them before. Put those out of the way because we're not going to use those. Now these we will use. These are called flat nose. I think flat nose? I don't know if that's the name of it or not. Whatever they are. They're like needle nose pliers, except they're a lot smaller. I mean, look at my hand. That's what these are. They're needle nose pliers. Nice precision on them, and they're not expensive at all. If you do anything, I mean, if you don't do jewelry work, these little pliers come in handy for all kinds of things, and I use them all the time. Plus, morning glory seeds, and I have another pack of morning glory seeds, and I like that. And I'm going to grow them on my fence. Now these are the ones that I've already planted in my garden. These are the seeds that I planted up against my house on a homemade trellis using some sticks that I pruned from some shrubs. I've only got 4 seeds left. I think I may be able to zoom in. Zooming in might work better. I'm going to put these right here. In the middle. Let me see if I can zoom in some. If I zoom in, if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to turn the camera off because for some reason I can't zoom out when I'm recording. But I can zoom in. So here we go. Move that up. There we go. That's a lot better. There we go. That's a lot better. Now, one of the things, what we're talking about is these seeds, the morning glory seeds, have very hard coat, and if you just put them in the ground, yes, they will germinate, but it's going to take them a long time to germinate because of that hard seed coat. Take a while for the seed coat to break down enough for the water to get into the seeds. So you help them along. One of the ways to help them along is simply drop a seed in the water and let that sit overnight. Another way to help them along is called scarification or scarifying. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to scarify. Move this out of the way. So what you're going to see is the sandpaper. I'm not even going to take this out of the package. So there's the sandpaper. And I'm going to try my best to hold the seed and just scrape it on the sandpaper. It's hard to do. So we might need to use, that's why I brought these pliers in. Might need to hold these in the pliers and then scrape it. Try it some more. You just want to pop all over the place. Yeah, see. Now we did break down the seed coat a little bit. Maybe too much. Put that in there. I think I may have done a little bit too much on that. And the other thing, better for big seeds than this one, is to use the fine rasp part of this and do the same thing. I'm going to just break through the seed coat and not get into the embryo that's inside. Don't know if that worked or not, but I'm going to put that in the water anyway. Drop that over here. Get those out of the way. And just all that stuff out of the way. And just drop that in the water. Now, the last method that I'm going to show you is the one that I like the best. It's the easiest for me, especially on small seeds like that. Is to use my wire cutters and very carefully, just clip a little bit of the seed coat like that. Just cut the seed coat, not the seed inside. Just want to chip it. But all you're doing is just basically chipping a little bit out of the seed coat. There we go, just like that. Can you see? I don't know if you can see very well. Just chip the seed coat and not into the seeds. Takes a little bit of practice. So put that in there. And those are going to wait overnight. Now, let me see, let me do a few of these. I have no idea what these are going to be, but you know, since I have the dark seeds already, now I noticed some of these were light, and so the lighter ones are going to be different from the ones that I already have. So I'm going to choose a couple of those, maybe 3 of those. Put the rest of them back in there for next year. I don't think I need any more than that. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did with using my wire cutters. Yeah, bump the camera, sorry. If you can see this. It's going to focus here. Very carefully. Very, very carefully. Just want to chip it. Just a little scrape. It's like more scraping than anything else. Just a little bit. There we go. Got a little bit off. A little bit more. That should do. Just got a little bit of the seed cut off. Put that in the water. Do the same thing with this one. I'm going to do this one on the back of this. I'm afraid that side may be an important part. So I'm going to use this back side of this one. Got more of the rounded side rather than the pointed side. Just right in here. Just clip off. You can see what I'm doing. There we go. Can you see on the pliers? There's just a little bit of material on there. Just a tiny bit of material on the pliers, on the tip of the pliers. See that? So I've chipped that just a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. One more. Right there. It looks like a good spot to work with. Yeah. There we go. I just chipped a little bit off that. And now we're going to soak these overnight and see what happens. So tomorrow we'll come back and see what they look like. So that's all for now. Tomorrow morning we'll do this again and I'll show you what the seeds look like. So, look at this. Now, I had 7 seeds to start with. I had 4 seeds from the Grandpa Ott, the brown ones, and then the 3 that were a light color from the other packet of seeds. So it looks like the 4 brown ones are okay. And I mean, even those, I mean, they really did okay. Even the ones that I probably scarified a little bit too much look like they're okay. Now these other ones may be all right too, and what I'm seeing is because they were a light color to begin with. They may be all right. So I've got 7 seeds. I'm going to plant them, and I'm going to see if I get 7 seedlings. We'll find out. Okay, guys, I'm going to plant these Morning Glory seeds. It's in a container. I had the potting soil in here. This was an old Tupperware container. So I'm gonna get this out, and I put the seeds over here, and they're in this box. This was just an old candy jar box. And you can see an old container too. It's got splits on the side, but that's okay. It still holds soil. So let me move this out of the way. Not even going to wash it because it's going to have dirt back in it later. And here's these seeds that we germinated. This container has 6 compartments, 6 cells. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of the Grandpa Ott in one, and the one that has 2 in it. See, one of those is going to be the one that I didn't do anything to. Stick that in there. You know what I need to do is that one, I can push on that one since it didn't have any, the seed coat hasn't been damaged. So I'm just going to stick that down in there a little bit. It's not going to get very far. I'm going to make a little bit of a, while I'm doing this, it's covering up the other one. So let me get out one of these other ones. Now I don't know which one this one is. That one looks like the one that I scarified way down into it. I'm going to see what happens, see if it comes up. So that one's going in there. It's going on the nearer side. It's going on the inside of the, did it go in? Yeah, it's in there. It's done in there. Okay. Cover that one up. Just nudge some of the soil on top of it. This is all the soil that I brought inside, so I'm not going back out to get more. Okay, so these 3 cells are going to have the Grandpa Ott. The one up here is going to be the one that has the 2 seeds in it. And by watching this video, I'll be able to come back and remember what I did. So here's another one right here. It looks like this is one that I just clipped. I might have just worked on the rasp, I don't remember. But again, I'm going to make a hole in there. Just a little depression. Stick that down in there. Where is it? There it is, right there. Put that down in it and cover it up. Okay, same thing here. Make a hole. Make a little hole. Not even my first knuckle. Not very deep. But that's maybe a little bit too deep. And put a little bit more down in the bottom. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to put this last one. This is another one that I've used either the rasp or the sandpaper. Put that one in there. Did it go down in the bottom? It's there. There it is. And put some dirt over it. Now let me see. It's covered. Where's that right there? Let's see what this is. What's that? It's not part of it. That's something else. Let me get that out. I don't know what that was. It was in the dirt though, so let me take that out. What it could be, this you know what that probably is? It's probably some of those fertilizer pellets that they put in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and make 3 holes. One there, one there, one there. As we know, these last 3 were all nicked with the clippers. So I'm just going to put one in here. It's hard to get it down in there because my finger's wet. It wants to stick to my finger. It's in there. Another one. This one. Whoops. This one right here is already germinating. I'm going to get this one over here. Can't tell what the other. Set that down in there. See if anything comes up. So there. Cover them up. Soil. Just a little bit. If I were outside at the soil, at my bag of potting soil, I probably would just sprinkle some new soil on top of it. But this is what I've got, and I don't want to go outside. So that's going to be fine. Just tamp this down a little bit. I'm just going to use my 2 fingers and just tamp it down. Be sure the seed's making contact with the soil. Be sure the seed is making contact with the soil. I just said that. Here we go. Okay. Let me water these a little. The soil's already a little damp. I had already dampened it before I brought it in. Just run it under the water. My sink. See dirty water dripping out of it. That's good. It's all the way to the bottom. So we'll saturate it. Let's that drip out just a little. I'm going to put this back over here. It's done. We'll come back in a couple of days and see, or a day or so, and see if these have germinated. And how many have germinated, and which ones germinated faster. There's one more thing that we need to do. Now we've planted the seeds that we scarified, then there was the one in here that we didn't do anything with, but we did soak it in water. Now what we need to do is we need to have a control. This we would call this a negative control. We didn't do anything to this. We didn't soak these seeds at all. These seeds are still in the packet. So I'm going to take 4 of these seeds and I'm going to put these in this container right here. And we're going to see if soaking them or doing anything to them made any difference at all. So let me see. I think I can pour out 4 seeds. 1, 3, one more. There's 4. Okay, we poured out these 4 seeds right here. Take this one right here. That and that right there. Get this one over here. There's these 2 right here. Oops. One of those maybe end up being planted in this one. On my other hand. Yeah, I've cut my fingernails down real short and it's hard to get it. So there's one right there. That one's hard to get, so I think I'm going to take this one and put it over here. There we go. Let me just roll this one over into the middle. I'm just going to poke it down in the ground like so. Because I didn't do anything to it, it's got hard seed coats, and I can do that to it now. Just poke it in. About the same depth we had the other ones. About half the depth of this joint here. About a ½ inch. There. And the same thing with this one. There's it right there. Right there. Put that in. And just soil over it. This soil is really damp. I don't think I need to water it anymore. I just saturated this. So I'm not going to water that soil anymore. I don't think it needs it. This last one. So there we go. So we've got our control now. So these seeds in here, nothing in here was soaked at all. So I've got 4 seeds planted that were not soaked in water. Nothing happened to them. Then I've got 7 seeds in here. There's 2 seeds in the top left cell. One of them had nothing done to it, and the other one was scarified. And then we've got another one that was scarified in here. I think the one in the top right one, the one in the middle was scarified. The one in the top right, I think, was clipped with the clippers, with the little wire cutters. And the ones in the bottom were all clipped with the wire cutters. So we'll see what happens. There's our experiment. Let's see what the results are. We'll know in a few days. I wanted to show you the results of the experiment that we did the other day. It's been 2 days, 48 hours, almost to the hour. and I wanted to show you the results. So in 2 days, we have 6 of the 7 seeds that we scarified or soaked. So one of these, okay, remember in this first cell, we had the seed that we soaked and one of the seeds that we scarified. And then the same thing in these 2, if I remember correctly. One of those was nipped, and I don't remember which ones we cut, but I remember the scarification, one of them, well, I went too far with the sandpaper and I thought I had killed it, but came up. And that's just a piece of perlite right there. Okay. And there's actually 2 seeds. It's hard to see, because this one right here is a seedling that's come up. Just can't see it because the seed is still attached to it. So of these, and all 3 down here on the bottom were the ones out of this packet, and I didn't soak them at all, but I did nip the seed coat with the little wire cutters. So those 2 of those have come up. The 3rd one hasn't. That's just, it could be that 3rd seed just was a bad seed. I don't know. Then over here on these that I didn't do anything to. So this was my negative control. And one of them is coming up. So of these 4, only one of them is coming up. So the ones I did nothing to, one of them is coming up at the same time as these over here. Especially this one right here. It looks like it's about the same timing. But I think this probably picture. What did they say? Pictures speak louder than words. This should show you that the scarification or the soaking of the seeds does make the seeds germinate faster. Maybe not a whole lot faster, but of these, only 25%, only one of the 4 have come up. And of these, what is 6 out of 7, I don't know what the percent would be, but it's a pretty high percentage of these have come up. So that scarification or soaking the seeds does make a difference. So there you go, there's the results. Bye y'all, see you next time.